What is a home inspection? Hello and welcome. So today we are going to explain a few things. What a home inspection is and what it isn't. What is a home inspector? What is the intent of an inspection? What additional services can be included in one? And then we'll talk a little bit about the inspection report. So in most situations, a home inspection is a service that's ordered by somebody who is buying a home. And they want to know what kind of condition the home is in and what they can anticipate as far as future repairs go. It has nothing to do with value. Nothing. I say that because we often get confused with appraisers, but appraisers are the people in charge of determining value, not inspectors. So let's just get that out of the way. First, let's start with what is a home inspector. So in Arizona, anyway, anyone who wants to become an inspector needs to take 80 hours of classes. They need to pass a background check. They need to follow a qualified inspector around on at least 30 inspections, and they need to pass a national exam. So believe it or not, there are states where someone can just decide they want to inspect a home, establish an LLC, and go at it. Honestly, just out of nowhere, bam, I'm an inspector. That must be nice, but also a little bit scary as a consumer. However, don't let the fact that Arizona certifies their inspector that make you too comfortable, because once you're certified, all you have to do every year to stay in is stay out of trouble and send in a check for about $75. There are zero educational requirements, zero continuing educational requirements. So, all right, what's an inspection? Let me go into lawyer mode here for a minute. A home inspection is a non-destructive, non-invasive inspection where components of the home are inspected visually and by using normal operating controls. One thing I say is that an inspection is a snapshot of the home on that day. Now, what normal operating controls mean is that inspectors use the same items in the house like you would, like a thermostat, a garage door opener, a light switch. You get the idea. If it doesn't respond, we can't do anything to bypass those controls. The finding gets included in the report along with a recommendation. So as you can imagine, inspectors, we can't break through drywall or stucco or disassemble things or really even move furniture or belongings around and figure something out. That's one reason why it's important as a seller to make sure items in the home are accessible before the inspection, like the attic access and the electrical panels. So the good news is the inspection process, it's defined clearly by a document called the Standards of Professional Practice for Arizona Home Inspectors. And the main components that it includes are grounds and exterior, structure, roof, attic, heating and cooling, insulation and ventilation, electrical, plumbing, garage, bathrooms, and then miscellaneous items like windows, doors, fireplaces. It's a lot, it is. Believe it or not, pools are not required to be inspected. But if the inspector chooses to inspect them, there is another document that defines those standards as well. Those documents are available online. It's a riveting read, I tell you what. But one thing to keep in mind, though, is just like building code, the standards are a minimum amount of work inspectors are required to perform. And unfortunately, some inspectors do love to do what they do what they have to do and nothing more. That's just how that goes. But for example, inspectors are not required to walk on roofs or enter attics. They're only required to test a representative amount of outlets and windows. They're not required to test appliances, report on pest intrusion like rats or mice, and to each their own. But I can assure you that we always walk a roof, we always enter an attic unless they are completely inaccessible or there's a dangerous condition like active rainfall on a steep tile roof or something like that. But I don't see how an inspector can feel good about themselves if they use the standards as an ending point instead of a starting point. And I'm off the soapbox now. So what a home inspection is not. First and foremost, an inspection is not a warranty. That's something you can buy separately, and your report can actually work hand in hand if you have the right inspector. Wink, wink. Inspections identify defects and areas in need of repair or evaluation, but they don't necessarily have to find out why something isn't working. They don't determine the materials, methods, or costs of any corrections. They're not inspecting for code, city compliance, marketability, value, and they definitely don't decide whether or not you should purchase the home. It also doesn't include little things like irrigation system, fire suppression, low voltage wiring, alarms, data connections. And as you can imagine, inspectors cannot see through walls and they cannot predict the future. So what other services can get tacked onto your inspection? Although completely optional, they can offer services like pool and spa inspections, termite inspections, which is a separate license, sewer scopes, mold inspections, thermal imaging, radon, the list goes on. And to get completely outside of residential, inspectors can offer commercial inspections and pre-drywall or framing inspections for homes being built. Now, what every company offers is obviously up to them, and it will differ from company to company and person to person. For example, a lot of inspectors will outsource their termites or their sewer scope inspections. What is the intent of an inspection? So we talked about the purpose a little bit, but we should also mention the intent. What I mean by that is, although a report can create a window of negotiation between a buyer and a seller, it's not intended to be a punch list of items that you simply hand to the seller to have repaired. I mean, you do what you want, but I haven't found a perfect home yet. And in some cases, asking for too many things or too many little things can hurt you more than it can help. So as a buyer, you are required to perform your own due diligence. And if you start asking a seller to have certain things evaluated or looked into, you could actually lose the ability to have that repaired. But talk to your real estate agent about that. They will be the experts there. Inspectors, we just aim to equip you with as much knowledge as possible about the home so you can make a business decision about whether or not it's the right home for you. Now, finally, what is an inspection report? So to wrap this up, we talked about the service being performed, which is the inspection itself, but there is also a product involved, and that is the report. So reports come in all shapes and sizes. There is good report writing software and there is bad software. There can be a live online report or a PDF. There can even be a paper checklist report. I will bite my tongue on my thoughts of paper checklist reports, or else this could easily become an R-rated video. Some reports can even have videos embedded in them, like to really drive a point home or to simply show how things work. They can go really beyond being something used to simply identify defects. They can expand into being like an educational tool that teaches you everything you need to know about your home. The report, it should make you a smart homeowner or a smart buyer. For example, wouldn't it be nice if your report told you not only where your air filters are, but what size filters you need to buy? How about showing you where your attic access is and what videos of the attic, videos of each room. You can even add videos of certain things like your garage door working, your appliances, your pool's water feature. The list goes on, and that's done so that in the event of a warranty claim, you can refer to the report to prove that it wasn't a pre-existing condition. So when you are researching inspectors, one thing that would be very helpful to look at is a sample report. Although I can go on all day about this topic, we'll call it a day for now. If you have any questions about this, you can leave a comment and even give us a call to chat. We love talking inspections. Thank you again for taking some of your precious time to watch us, and we will see you on the next one.